They're sworn enemies on screen and buddies off it. I have with me Rana Daggubati and Prabhas. Welcome to Bollywood Life.
Thank you, Anthony.
First and foremost, want to know from you, Rana, what did you think of Prabhas's new hairdo?
It's pretty fancy. I mean, at least finally he's back to like normalcy. Like he's not a warrior, he's not king anymore. He's Prabhas the human who can do other movies. Yeah.
And what was it like? Did you feel like some weight was off your head?
Yeah, it took almost after 4 years, I think. And I feel like something is missing behind my head.
There's a big piece that's gone.
So took 3-4 days even my friends to understand, is it good, is it bad, is it okay, or is it normal?
Fans have given it like a thumbs up. Everyone's loving it.
Yeah, they would have liked it. They got bored looking at me for like this for 4 years.
Another thing that, I know you said that everyone wants to know why Kattappa killed Baahubali and all of that. But I have to ask you one question about Kattappa. How old do you think Kattappa is? Because ever since we were kids, he's never aged.
He's not dying.
He's
He's not
immortal?
dying. He's like Bhishma. He's not dying. He'll choose his death, I'm assuming.
Okay, but how old, how much would you approximate, considering that
I mean, thinking he's somewhere in his mid-80s.
That's it?
Yeah.
She's 90.
And how old is Ballala Dev in part 2?
I guess 50. 50 is that early 50s.
But wasn't he old like when you guys were born in the film?
Oh, no, I mean, he'd probably be a 30-year-old man when I was born, maybe.
35.
He was gone grey, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, early greying, I guess. Back then, there was no dye.
Okay. Considering that you guys share such a lovely rapport, what was your first meeting like on the sets of Baahubali when you got to know that you're working together?
Our first meeting was many years ago, so
Yeah,
we can't really.
You don't remember?
When we were kids.
It's like old friends. I mean, well, I was in my late 20s, now I'm in my mid 30s. So it's kind of a different feeling. See, like Prabhas and I, we always were acquaintances because we come from Hyderabad, we work in Telugu films together. But this film really brought not only both of us, but everybody in this cast and crew, people who we knew for a little time and stuff. It really became like one big family because, I mean, no other place will you get an experience this big. You're living in this, really living in Maheshmati, this kingdom, for 5 years.
Right.
And doing something that nobody has done before. I guess that's really the bond that builds, and we all of us need that camaraderie to keep going forward, and it was probably the finest experience of my life.
Prabhas, to you especially, on the day Baahubali 2 trailer was coming out, there's another story that was trending top, and that was Prabhas's marriage. So is it true that you put marriage on hold for Baahubali in the first place?
No, nothing like that. There's nothing like that, but definitely I definitely would have put on hold after 2 months of shoot. But no, nothing like that.
Nothing like that. Marriage was never on cards.
No.
Okay,
I'm also listening to that answer really. I'm like, okay, am I getting some blowdown?
Yeah, because there's so much talk about his marriage. Yeah. Another thing that we heard is that you did not sign any other film during the whole period of Baahubali.
Yeah.
You, of course, we saw
I
a few
did
films.
Ghazi, yes.
So what was it like? Was it a risk? We heard that your family was kind of a little skeptical about it.
Yeah, there is definitely a risk because 2.5 first part took almost like before that was our 6 months training, and we knew it's going to take time. But the first most important thing as a principal actor, I should give time to Rajamouli's mad passion Baahubali. And luckily I know him for 10 years, so I know if something works, if people like it, it's going to give something which I can never forget in my life. So for that, believing Rajamouli, his hard work, his genius mind, I don't know what to call. So I just thought I want to take the risk, and the most important thing for this risk, I should only give him time. I shouldn't pressurize him saying that I have another schedule, another shoot, another haircut, another that thing. Because when you start doing another film, the only problem is we'll never know. Once the film starts, something, even the smallest thing might go wrong, and you might, some scenes you need to finish on time because the budget, this and that. I don't want to disturb it at all. So I thought for this film, I just want to give him.
How many, do you have a number as to how many films you rejected around this period?
See, after Baahubali 1, they're very clear after like 4 or 5 people asking, and they said like, okay, I give after Baahubali. I said, see, I don't know when it's going to finish, and I just want to wait and see the result of part 1. Then I want to decide. So after a few months, they just stopped asking.
What about you? Did you have a similar experience?
Well, in the first part, obviously, because obviously I was grown that size. I had hair and beard that was so long. I mean, I couldn't obviously do anything else except another war movie. But yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of films, but I don't regret really leaving anything because, I mean, what else would you want apart from this great epic to be part of? I mean, this is India's truly its first franchise film, and I'm a large part of it. I mean, there's nothing more as an actor that I can ask for.
You said that you beefed up so much. Do you remember how much your arms, like Baahubali literally means
that was at about 18.2. That was the highest I ever got.
What about you?
Mine was like 17.5 to sometimes it was 18.
Did you guys at any point in time on the set say that enough yaar, bas ho gaya? Like, jaldi khatam karo.
I mean, it was fun. I mean, Prabhas didn't have that luxury, but I remember when I finished the war. So I walked up, Rajamouli was shooting something and I was done. So I asked him, I said, it's done, no, the body? He's like, yeah, kind of. I said, don't say kind of, just tell me if it's done or not. He said, well, what's your plan? I said, that doesn't matter, but you tell me if it's done. And then 3 days later, I went to Tomorrowland.
So, what did you do after the film wrapped? We know what he did.
See, for me, in my mind, it's not still wrapped.
Yeah, it's really not done this
maybe
film.
Another 1 month I might go to shoot. Something, I don't know, I'm not coming out of it. Maybe it'll take another 3-4 months after the release. I don't know when I'm going to get that strike. Maybe then I'll start getting emotional. Oh shit, Baahubali is done.
Do you plan to send him on a holiday just so that he kind of recovers from the movie?
He must go away for about 6 months or something. Just get back to normal.
Yeah, I'm going away.
I remember the day you all wrapped, I wasn't there on shoot, that I was somewhere doing something else. There was a big wrap party on set and stuff, which I wasn't there for. And then I called Raj saying it was wrap. He's like, no, that's just there. But you might have to come back 2 days from now. I'm like, okay, so I really didn't miss a wrap party. He's like, no, we're still shooting this and this, so you come back on the 11th. I'm like, okay, cool.
We've heard so much about Rajamouli from you guys, but we've also heard he's a very tough taskmaster. What is that one thing about him that you fear or you kind of are scared of or that keeps you in the edge?
So
is he an angry person or is he
a
very sweet?
He's very chill guy, very chill.
There's one thing that we don't know
because acts like angry and all, nothing. Yeah, sometimes when he gets angry, he does shout, but it's like you can know directly. Like he's a very soft person. Like you see in Telugu audio function we did and he cried and all. He's a very sensitive, soft person. He acted like he's a tough guy in this film because you need to control so many thousands of people, big stars and all in the film. But luckily, because I know him for like almost 10 years now, and he's like my teacher and also my friend. I can talk anything. When he and me, like we were alone in the night, we speak for so much of our personal lives, and I can talk anything. He's, he's like a friend. So I'm never frightened of him, but I'm worried like he's taking too much of tension or all these things. So I shouldn't put more tension or I shouldn't ask too many irritating questions on the set because he has so many things. Every shot he need to visualize what is there behind that, and it's like very tough job for him.
What
Every
about you,
shot.
Rana? He definitely shared his old rapport. What was it?
Well, see, for me, see, like when people, like he's actually, like when I come out, I realize he's really a legendary name for most of the country. But to me, when I was working with him, obviously he's a very easy, like Prabhas said, he's actually a very simple person. And when he's trying to put something really large together. Like even whether it's anger, whether it's any emotion, because none of us know what problem is going to come up. Because problems in this film are the first problems every day. So it's really not every shot. I mean, there's something or the other that's going on, right?
Which is experiment.
It is really experimenting, and that way it was really easy for us to work with. He's extremely clear in thought. He knows what his film is. So that way it was. I mean, it's physically taxing because it's a war film, but that's what you signed up for, right? And but no, I didn't stress out too many things. And sometimes when you don't know whether it's right or wrong, you know that he knows it's right or wrong, and he's there to guide you.
How many retakes? Do you remember one scene that you took a maximum retakes for? Anyone? Numbers?
Yeah, some portions we did shoot in part 2 and the first, because in part 2 somewhere around we shot some scenes, very important scenes, and all. They took a lot of takes for that because everybody are like trying to understand the characters, their feel, the setup, everything is like huge in the courtroom. So many emotions, so many characters. and how the whole film turns into a different stage. So something in the Rajamouli, like first 10-15 days, even everybody were like little not, we don't know,
in
like
grip of things, yeah.
grip of things, yeah.
Okay, Rana, you told that if you two got into a duel, one of you would definitely die.
Well, if it's really we fought, yeah, one of us would have died in this process.
What do you have to say to that statement?
Yeah, like.
I'm sure somebody would have been dead. There would be one of us doing this interview right now. Either way or...
So we took a lot of care and we rehearsed, and he's really safe when he's
very careful.
So, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Senthil said he's better than the Khans. What do you have to say to that?
He's better than the Khans. I mean,
yeah, better than Salman, Amir, and Shah Rukh Khan.
Well, I'm from Hyderabad, ma'am. He's the biggest action hero that we ever have, and he's a huge star.
No, I don't think he got just overexcited and just said it.
Well, let me see. I mean, there's not, in due respect to everybody. See, for an actor of his caliber, he's somebody right at the top. He's coming to Baahubali after about 2 or 3 really massive blockbusters he's walked into. He's given about 5 years of his life to make cinema that big. And I mean, it's obviously it's Rajamouli's vision, it's Shobhu, the producers, all of that. He's really stood like this pillar of strength for this film, and unquestioning many things, believing that you're making the greatest product ever, and that's very hard to find many actors doing that at their level or their caliber. So yes, so to me he's a superstar.
How sweet. And what do you think about the comparison with the Khans?
I don't think anything. He just got overexcited after Baahubali is done, and he just blabbered some nothing that is.
He doesn't really care about it. He just blabbered something. Okay, one shocking bit was for all of us who follow box office that Baahubali 1 did not make as much profits as what the makers said.
It didn't make much profit for the producers. But the film made a lot of money.
It made a lot of money everywhere. Yeah, like, but because the first part and second part totally that's not enough.
Absolutely. Yeah, more is going to come up.
Second part, they're going to be happy, I think, because the amount they spent, the interest, that was like...
It takes a lot of money to make these movies. Let me tell you that one thing.
Absolutely. Okay, another thing that we wanted to know is that there's going to be lesser action and more drama in this one, which has got me all excited, but there are a lot of action lovers who feel that,
lesser action is a relative term.
Okay.
It's still... I mean, just look at the poster. There's a lot of action
and
going
the trailer,
on there.
Of course, it had.
And see, the beauty about Rajamouli's films is, in the action, there is so much drama. Like, if you've seen part 1.
Yeah.
See, both of us are not fighting each other. It's still competing.
So much of drama, and not only for who's winning it, but who is going to sit on the throne.
So there's drama always in his film. So this action will be driven by drama.
Always he has drama and action. We have 2 wars. There's no less action at all.
At all. No,
we have 2
nothing
wars.
really.
Maybe the length, not like we have 1 war in part 1, which was like 20 minutes. Maybe this is 1 is 20, 1 is 15, something like that.
Okay, so nobody has to be sad. Everyone
there's
gets
a lot of action
and drama
and other action scenes. So it is not at all less. But the totality, when you see drama hits you very hard. Like, for example, in part 1, why Kattappa kill is more than the war. Yeah, it stays with you. More than you have just seen a great war, and still you remember that. So that second half, that will be why Kattappa kill Baahubali is a big process in the film. It's just not one scene. That, I think, will be the highlight.
Okay, before I conclude, what is that one genre that you'd like to explore once Baahubali is done and you've gone on a vacation and you've celebrated this?
Well, I think with Baahubali, I'm just doing wars, and this last time I did one inside a submarine. So I think war is, I'd like to explore more. It's part of what, like this, I'm doing like 3-4 war films, I mean, in the process. So it's like, I think, see, it's so fascinating to me as an actor before an actor, you're still a film lover, right? You just like to watch these movies. And we're like, finally, it's time in India where we can really put these things out there. And I'd like to explore as much war as I can, for sure.
What about you, Prabhas? He has a comic bent. I don't know, I somehow feel that while he's this huge action
he's really
hero,
funny.
He's really funny.
He's a really funny guy.
So would you like to explore comedy by any chance?
Yeah, next film has a comedy also. It's an action film, but after that I'm doing a love story. And
please tell us more. So you're doing an action, a comedy and a love story.
No, one film has action, Comedy is a part of it. It's an action film. Another
This would
film,
be with, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah.
Who are you working with?
Yeah, I'll let you know.
So
Either
it's
based-
an action comedy and a love story.
Yeah, it's an action film. There's a lot of entertaining in that. And after that, I'm doing a love story, a plain, beautiful love story.
And since I'm with two good-looking single men, what is your idea of Miss Perfect?
Never have an idea of a Miss Perfect because
We'll never
then
get-
in your head
and
you're
the worst
made up
part, it
somebody.
changes.
Yeah, and it changes for us, it changes for them, and we will never be happy.
What about you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
See, we agree. People who agree on these things.
Okay, so marriage is on still on hold. No
Yes.
marriage happening. Bahubali is happening. You're going to make sure he goes on a holiday.
Yes.
And for those who have missed Bahubali, one reason why they shouldn't miss the part 2, and maybe go catch up Bahubali, which is already playing in the theaters.
Well, it's our war film. It's our first franchise film. It's a film that's brought the entire nation together just to watch such grand stuff, and it's a really cool movie. Now there's part 2 coming. It's not like you're not going to understand part 2 because there's enough to understand as a story. But we'd be happy if you continue watching part 1, which is in the theaters right now, and just get ready for this big, extravagant drama war film that's coming your way.
What about you, Prabhas? One message to all your fans.
Yeah, we are very happy, and thanks to all the audience around the country who loved part 1, and we are doing our best to entertain you more than part 1. So come to the theaters, watch it.
Well, I would say that for these two guys who are extremely handsome, but for all the blood, sweat and dedication that they've put in for a movie that's so big, do go watch Bahubali on April.
28.
Yes, don't miss. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rashma Shetty for BollywoodLife.com.
Hi, this is Prabhas.
Hi, this is Rana.
You're watching us on
BollywoodLife.com.